I witnessed the attack that took place at Normandale Park on February 19th, 2022. That day has changed me in ways that I can hardly put into words. I'm so mad. I was like, I'm not gonna cry. Before then, I would have described myself as a pretty normal person. I like bikes, cats, science, and nature. I like spending time with friends and my partner and our two cats. I was also a traffic safety volunteer, a corker, whose job has always been to direct traffic and keep people safe during BLM marches in support of Black victims of police violence and other similar political events. I've been trying to figure out how I can possibly explain the impact the shooting has had on me, and all I have are questions. How are you supposed to de-escalate someone who doesn't want to be de-escalated? How can you feel like you said or did the right thing ever again, knowing that no matter what you did in that moment, you were not able to stop your friends from dying, sustaining life-changing injuries, and being seriously injured? How do you ever forget the images of bullets hitting your friends' bodies, the way T-Rex's head jerked back, the image of her blood streaming into the street, and the way her face looked after she had been shot? Why do I get to walk while my friend is paralyzed from the neck down? How do I deal with the guilt, wishing every second that I did more to protect her? Both of us love nature. How could I dare enjoy it when she can't? How can I even begin to explain that this experience has made me feel different and distant from my family and my friends, from everyone who's never had proximity to something like this? And how can I be vulnerable, and that's why I really didn't want to cry, in front of this man who told me, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna shoot you in the head? For the last 14 months, I've spent countless hours dwelling on the events of that night, painstakingly picking apart each second, trying to piece together the perfect scenario where we could all walk away unharmed. We were trying so hard to protect each other. It's taken me a year to be able to admit that it was impossible. This man approached us, unprovoked, with the intention to hurt and kill as many people as possible, and we couldn't stop him. The Oregon Justice Resource Center reports that this politically motivated mass shooting was completely predictable, fueled by the rhetoric of politicians and law enforcement who label anti-fascist activists as terrorists. Their tacit approval of their hate is an even greater threat than these violent right-wing extremists pose as individuals. It serves as a dog whistle for white supremacists to carry out murderous fantasies just like this. White supremacy and misogyny have long plagued Black communities, and on February 19th, these forces just wound up being targeted towards a small group of white women that had been preparing to direct traffic for a BLM march that never began. The first words out of his mouth were, I'm going to swear, is that okay? The first words out of his mouth were, "You fucking cunts." White supremacy got him out the door. Misogyny got him to pull the trigger. It's a stark reminder of how white supremacy and misogyny intersect and why neither can be tolerated. In the aftermath of the shooting, I've also been grappling with the broader societal issues that contributed to this horrific event. The rise of right-wing extremism, fueled by hate speech and misinformation, is a growing concern that cannot be ignored. The fact that the shooter had a long history of posting about murdering activists and making direct threats, yet was not deemed a threat by law enforcement, and the false narrative that was initially propagated serves as a painful reminder of how easily these false narratives can be spread and how they can impact the perception of victims and their cause. Although nothing could ever undo what has been done, today in court, we're getting what too many people of color and racial justice activists want and have been denied. While it is uncomfortable at times, I am aware of the privilege that comes with this validation today.